This job has physically changed my whole outlook on life. I've felt inspired by people in so many ways.
Yeah, just knocking on people's doors is just an amazing thing. You never know what story you're going to hear. It's a two-way street. You're listening to Community Unboxed, the podcast celebrating the work of the Community Connector project. In this episode, you'll hear all about the various goings-on in the Mancroft area, and we've handpicked a couple of sparks to talk us through their special item for our imaginary shoebox. First, though, Chloe has been to St George's to speak to Brian, one of the founders of the Hotspot, and he explains what this special place has on offer.
I think it's a great sense of community that is lacking in most of society. So it's good that we can come together and create a space where people can join in community life and actually come together, and then that way we can outreach with other groups, with other services in Norwich, to actually feed into maybe issues or problems that they might be having and actually give them a sense of community. That's what we're aiming for, and that's what our hope is.
That's amazing. So what originally inspired you to want to start up the community aspects here at St George's?
We started this actually because I was looking after my mother-in-law, who sadly has now died, but she had memory loss and I was her full-time carer. And I said to Reverend Annie, why don't we start a carers group? And the carers group was okay, but we weren't getting people as many as we wanted to, so we said let's switch it up and just open it to everyone, and then within a couple of weeks our numbers had just jumped from 4 or 5 to maybe 30 a week, and then from that we now have a children's music group as well on a Wednesday, and from that we now have a session for dads and young children once a month on a Saturday. Music group. That's for young fathers with children.
Yeah, that is amazing. I've come in here week after week and just seen the impact that it really makes on the community. What do you think the future looks like for here at St George's?
It looks amazing. What we really hope for and what we really need, all of us are volunteers, so none of us get paid. We all give our time freely, which is great, and it's great for all of our mental health as well. But what we need is grants and more funding just to keep the basics going. This building is in need of serious renovation, and if it's not here, the community groups won't be here. And we've just started another community group on a Thursday from this at our other church at St Giles. But that can only happen if we get these grants coming through to enable us to do community work, which is totally volunteer-led. No one gets paid, which I think is amazing, but we do need a bit of help.
Hi Jerry, so you come to the Warm Spot every week. How would you say that the Warm Spot has impacted your life?
Well, I live on my own and I find it's helpful with loneliness. People to talk to. It's very friendly in here.
So I'm now here with Rector Alaric Lewis. How does it make you feel seeing all these people here every week?
It's fantastic. It's so nice that people feel they can just come and hang out and get some food and drink and have a warm and safe place. So I'm really proud of what we do here.
It really is a special place. Well, it's not just been Chloe out and about. I too have been speaking to the very talented members of the Colgate Singers for Wellbeing.
Well, you can feel and see what happens here, and what I take away always is a singing mind and in my heart. Out loud solos at home, where unlike here my voice sounds amazing. The positive energy this has added to my life has made a big difference to a very stressy me. So thanks to Glenda for asking, do you sing, when we first met. You now know that in between the croaking and miming I do occasionally. And to beautiful in and out, ever so talented Maestra Ellie. I do so much appreciate this informal, warm space for us to laugh, cry, and to make our sassy, jazzy, unique magic in our singing self.
Did you find it a supportive group?
I do. I find it a really supportive group because I lost my husband last year, and it's been lovely feeling safe here.
Yeah, my mum and I just joined together because my dad died in October, and it was just something nice for us to come to together because I enjoyed singing and my mum enjoys singing too, and quite often, you know, we're 30 years apart, so it's quite hard to find activities that we both enjoy. And this was one, and we came just after Christmas, and we've just been so welcome to the group. It's just like a family. It just raises our spirits.
My daughter persuaded me to come. I lost my husband in October, and we'd been married 58 years, and it was like I couldn't cope. But I come here, I'm not a brilliant singer, but it is the best day of my week, because when you've been here with Ellie, she's absolutely brilliant. She is the nicest woman I've ever met. I walk out of here with a lovely smile on my face, and I feel a lot better.
I'm Glenda, moved here a couple of years ago. We have a couple of daughters here, but myself and my husband obviously had no friends here, which in your 70s, it's a hell of a lot harder to make friends, and this group has been a lifesaver for me. I so much look forward to it every week and meet what I now consider to be friends. So, yeah, it's a wonderful place to be. Absolutely fantastic.
I'd just like to say that I really enjoy coming. The community is amazing, and I've been trying to find a choir for a long time, but I didn't want to have something really big and out there. I just wanted something like a community feel to it, and it's brilliant.
You're listening to Community Unboxed, the podcast where we celebrate the sparks in our community who make our areas thrive.
Hello, so it's Chloe here from The Shoebox, and we're back with our lovely guest today, Abigail Taylor. Abigail runs an after-school art club for children in the Mancroft area. Each time we start our podcast, we do ask for people to bring in an object or an item that means something to them so we can get to know our guests a little bit better. Abigail, so what have you brought for us today?
Oh, hello. It's really lovely to be here, and thanks for inviting me. It's really exciting. So today I've got a photo, which has been a photo that I've just come across. I've just been sent in the last few days because I did a DNA test on my heritage.
Is that the one where you do the actual swabs?
Yeah, because my father was adopted, and there's still a lot of blanks in his history about his mum. So, and he didn't know. He only had a name. That's all he had. But recently, after doing this test, I found out the whole history of my paternal grandmother.
That's amazing.
So, and I found out that I'm Welsh, part Welsh. All her family are Welsh, and then they moved over to Hammersmith. So I've got a photo here.
Yes.
So this is Lavinia. This is my grandmother as a child and her brothers. And it looks like they're doing some kind of play.
Yeah, it looks like it does
she's
look
wearing
like
a crown, and that she must be about 10.
Yeah, I'd say she looks about 10, yeah.
And so I know that I can see that drama runs in the family, because I've also got a drama background, and the performing arts. So, yeah, this has been really interesting. I've been in touch with some family members that are still alive.
So is your granddad still alive? Or
this is my dad.
Your dad?
He's still alive, yeah. He's 80 this year, but he didn't know anything. He didn't know anything
so
about
has
his
he
mum.
not done this ancestry DNA? It's you that's
not
done
really.
it?
Yeah, no, I've done it, yeah. I think it's still a bit kind of painful and raw for my dad, so I've done it. So I found out for him, really. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So what did you find out?
So I found out that she had a child. She had a small child, but she was unmarried. And then the father died in the war. And then she met my father's father and then got pregnant with my father. But then he died. The father of my grandfather died in the war.
The father of the father.
The father of the father, yeah. He died as well. So she had two really young children. and wasn't married, and it was the 40s.
Yeah.
So,
You hear a lot about when it wasn't married and
Yeah. So, but it's been amazing to find out that I'm part Welsh.
I know.
And
Can you do a Welsh accent?
I don't think so.
That was better than I could have done.
Yeah, so that's the object I brought today. So I just printed that out.
Do you feel like you've obviously spoke to your father. Does he feel like he's had some sort of void filled from finding out
I don't know yet because it's literally happened. Yes, I just told him yesterday. So I've just let him process it and kind of for it to settle, all the information to settle, and then we'll have a proper chat about it. And it's interesting because the cousin that told me, she went to university in Aberystwyth in Wales, and I did too. And we were there almost at the same time.
That's
She's only a few years
scary.
younger, so it's one of those kind of coincidences as well.
So are these cousins that you've never spoken to before?
No,
up until
never
this
knew
point?
they existed. It's just nice to know. It's just nice to fill in the blanks and kind of finally know.
So Abigail runs an after-school art club. It's a low-cost art group. And what made you want to start the art group?
Well, I come from a family of artists, so it's always been really important to me. And I was just kind of upset, really, that they don't do it much in primary schools anymore. There's been so many cuts to the arts because of the focus on the core subjects. And I think that's in part due to the testing, the SATs.
Yeah.
So all their energy and focus seems to be going on that, and there's been so many cuts across the board, primary and secondary, to the arts, which is just, really upsetting. I think it's really important. I think the arts are really important. So it's just my little attempt to bring in some more arts to my daughter and her friends, her peers.
How old is your daughter?
So my daughter's 7.
How did it originally start off?
So I just started it in my house, my tiny little terraced house in Norwich, NR3. And it was just for my daughter and some of her classmates that liked art.
Yeah.
And I just kind of moved all the tables and chairs out of the way, and we just did some lovely art. So that's how it started, and it just grew from there, really.
Yeah, so was it like your daughter's immediate friends, or did you ask around at the school?
Yeah, I asked around. I put a little message out on one of the WhatsApp groups.
Yeah.
And I got a few responses back, so we just went from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many people used to come to your kitchen to do it?
I think it was 1, 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when from that did you think, I'm going to pursue it as a group and try and move this into an actual space and then...
Yeah, so I think we started getting in more interest from other parents. And so we decided to move it into the local community centre. And from there, it's just grown and grown and grown in numbers.
Yeah.
We were able to get a small grant to get started from Norwich City Council.
We'll go on to that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll come to that later.
We'll come to that.
Yeah.
But I suppose, once you got more interest, those terrace houses, kitchens aren't very big, if
exactly.
I remember correctly.
And I think mine's even the smallest on the street, so it's tiny. Yeah, we just ran out of space.
Yeah, but I think it's amazing that you even invited, people that you didn't know so much into your home to develop this with the children. I bet your daughter absolutely loved it.
Yeah. I mean, we're both social people as well, so it was lovely to meet people and get closer to some of the other mums and let the kids do art and, be creative, have fun.
So you touched on briefly about how you got some small startup grants from Norwich City Council.
Yes, yeah.
And how did that come about?
Well, Chloe, that was yourself as a community connector. We got chatting, and you were able to point me in the right direction and really help get started, and introduced me, I think, to Judy.
Yeah, so I introduced you to Martin
Yes,
Hart, who then put you on. So Martin Hart is the Community Enabling Officer.
That's right, yeah.
So that's who we work in close partnership with via Norwich City Council. So when I heard about you wanting to start up this group, I was like, yes, you've got to do it. This will, be amazing. And I think as well, like you touched on briefly earlier, there isn't much in the area for children, especially at low cost. I think that's a really important thing to add. Like my children have gone to art things in the area at other places, and they're so expensive, and not everyone can afford to pay £80, £120 for a course, an art course. Yeah. So it does make it accessible to everyone, which I love that concept to it. And I think that was why I was really pushing for this to go. Yeah.
That's my main ethos, is that, you know, it has to be affordable. Yeah. And some people have said to me, you know, you could get away with charging more, but then it's not accessible to everyone like it would be if there was more arts in schools. All the children get to do it. Yeah. So why, if it's out of school, you know, why can't all children do it? I think every children has a right to an after-school club and to the creative arts. So that's always going to be my mission, is to keep it affordable. It's been really lovely to work face-to-face with people in the community and give something back to the community as well. It's been really good.
So who are you currently funded under? Is that...
Oh, yeah. So at the moment we've got quite a big grant from the Freeman's charity, Norwich Freeman's charity. So they gave us enough for a year.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it also has paid for the art exhibition that we had a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so what thing goes on at Art Club? Like, do you have themes?
Yeah, so each term we have a loose kind of theme. So it's been nature, community, I can't remember, but it will come to me later.
Fine. So I will add in here. So me and my youngest now attend Art Club, and I just want to say firsthand how amazing it is and how much that my daughter enjoys it. My favourite is probably when we done like Norwich Market. I loved the Norwich Market week when we made all the stalls. Yeah. I think that was really
that's
good.
Gone down really well. I've had so much positive feedback about that particular piece from the exhibition, and there may be the opportunity to show it in City Hall. Have it displayed somewhere in City Hall. So
really
it's brilliant. They've all done their own little stall, and then we put it all together, and it's inspired by Norwich Market.
Yeah. You've also done a trip out as well.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That we attended.
Yeah.
And was that through? How did that come about?
So that was Judy. She gave us the link to an Aviva grant. Mm-hmm. And it was Aviva in connection with Norfolk Riverways.
Okay.
And that was for trips into nature for
so we went to Wells,
groups.
Didn't we?
Yeah, it was lovely.
It was because it was summer, but it was a little bit chilly.
Yeah.
I can remember.
Yeah,
there was a little bit of rain.
But
that didn't mess up the day. It was still a great day, and we went on the beach and done, you had all packs for the children and a free lunch.
Yeah, we had a free lunch, and we got art. They got a bag of art materials.
Yep.
And they were able to do sketches and make art and be inspired by nature. And then we brought a few items back, and then the grant also paid for an artist who specialises in nature, art inspired by nature. So when we came back, we brought the items that we'd collected, and Rachel, she did a workshop with clay imprints.
How many people do you have attending Art Club at the moment then?
Well, we've just, on the back of the exhibition, we've had quite a few more children. Yeah, so we're actually at capacity now, but we probably have up to 20, I think.
That, considering it started from 4 people in your kitchen to now 20 regular children from the area.
And that's the current children. But I think since we very first started in my room, it's been nearly 2 years now. But in that 2 years, it's been way more than 20 children coming and going.
Yeah.
So probably double that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's all people that are accessing art that wasn't before, which is the most crucial bit of that. So, Abigail, what does the future hold for Art Club? Do you want to grow it more? Are you happy how it's going at the moment?
Yeah, I'd love to grow it more. Obviously, at the moment, I'm doing it free. So to grow it anymore, I would need to give myself a little bit of a wage. The idea, the kind of big idea at the moment is turning it into a CIC. So we can set up more groups and incorporate the other arts. Like I also have a drama background, so having a drama group would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
And we've even had ideas about creative cookery classes, all kinds of ideas.
Yeah.
But to do that, I think we need to change it into a CIC.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of working towards that at the moment. We've also had quite a few children that haven't been able to manage because our group is very energetic and loud. A bit crazy at times, a bit chaotic. We really want to set up a smaller, quieter group because there's been some children who are neurodiverse who haven't quite been able to manage the kind of sensory aspect of it.
Yeah.
So we want to... I'm really, really passionate about setting up a smaller, quieter, low sensory group. So that's why I'm trying to find funding at the moment.
Have you got any volunteers? Do you?
So we formed the association, which is a group of mums, and they've been all multi-skilled and from different disciplines and have been really helpful. And we also have a volunteer, and everyone's been incredibly supportive. I think the next thing is finding a few more people that are perhaps artists or drama people that want to set up their own, are interested in working with children and having their own company or, so.
And growing on from that.
Yeah, I think so.
Getting more people involved in the arts.
With a shared vision.
Yeah, I love that. Shared vision. So, Abigail, has there been any sort of success or things that you haven't expected in this process of setting up? Yes, definitely. On a personal level, I'm quite new to Norwich, especially when we first started. I've only been living in Norwich coming up for 4 years. But yes, so it's been a really nice way of integrating myself into the community, meeting people, meeting friends, for Kaya to meet, have a good social circle, but also to give something back to the community. And I saw gaps around, and filling that gap. It's been lovely. I'm so glad I've met all you guys. It's been really lovely. And also it's bringing together the different schools as well, which has been really interesting. Yeah. And we've just been asked to do a little event at St Clement's School as well. To have some arts tables, some craft and art at their disco. Oh, that's
They're hiring a community centre and having a big disco event thing for the school. So we've been asked to join in on that, and that's our first kind of paid gig. It's not paid very much, but it's a start.
Still, it's the start.
Yeah, so that's really interesting.
Start as we mean to go on, as they say.
Yeah.
So what has the art group brought to your life on a personal level?
Oh, it's brought loads, actually. It's been amazing. It's been so positive for both of us. It's brought friendship, but it's brought a kind of sense of belonging and also a sense of duty. But I think because I work online, it's been so lovely to do face-to-face because that's more in line with my training. I trained as a drama therapist, so we use a lot of the arts as well.
Yeah.
And I've always worked, after I graduated, I always worked in schools with children. But then for the last 9-10 years, I've been working online. So it's brought back all those old skills that I have. And it's just been really lovely to kind of really see how much of a benefit does bring the children and watch them create. And I'm so passionate about children's art and seeing it. It's just beautiful. So
you're a great person to do it. You're so good with the children,
thank
so
you.
attentive, I think. Yeah. So do you have social media? Are we on social?
We do. I'm planning to do a website at some point, but at the moment we're just on Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
Arts Table Norwich for Instagram, and then it's Arts Table on Facebook. artstable2023@gmail.com.
You're listening to Community Unboxed. Now, if you're feeling inspired or curious about the stories that you're hearing in this episode, and perhaps you want to find out more about the insights gathered in our neighbourhoods, you can. Head to communityconversations.info to learn more about this shoebox partnership project with Norwich City Council.
So you said how passionate you were about children's art, and why is that?
Well, I think the arts are very, very good for children, and this is why it's so disappointing that it's been cut, from the curriculum, basically. So it's brilliant for child development. It's good for well-being. It's good for social skills, and a sense, it gives children a massive sense of achievement. So it really boosts self-esteem in many different ways. There's no right or wrong. There's no rules.
That's what I love about art, is there's no rules and anything can be art.
Yeah.
But I have noticed, like in my own daughter, since going to art club, she's definitely become more artistic at home. She wants to spend more time at home doing arts and crafts and less time, Mum, can I have the iPad?
Oh, that's amazing. That's so good to hear.
We've definitely grown our art supplies.
That's brilliant. That's so good. She's great at art as well. She's really brilliant.
You.
She really kind of listens to what I'm saying, the ideas, and takes it on and then, produces this amazing...
Yeah, she loves it. She loves arts and crafts at home.
Yeah.
They're kids, and I think it's really important to just let them explore what they love. So
it can be messy.
Yeah.
Something we've got in trouble for a little bit over the years in the various halls that we've. There we are. That's all part of it.
Yeah, all part of it. Yeah, but. Yeah, it's kids, full stop, isn't
kids, and it's creating, that's what art is, isn't it? It's creating something out of chaos, out of mess, and
out of emotions, out of what we're feeling
making
that day.
sense of the world, making sense of themselves, and that's why it's so good for well-being. It's been proven to be very good for well-being. So I'm just fighting my little corner for the arts. I'll continue to do so.
Yes, because this is what we need. We need more people like you in the community, I think. I'm in awe. So on that, I want to say a massive thank you for coming here today and giving up your precious time to speak to me. Before we go, do you have any tips that you would give someone who wants to start up their own group in something that they love or feel passionate about?
Yeah, just go for it. Don't be afraid. Be a pioneer. Just try it out. You've got nothing to lose. Find the kind of interest as well. Do a bit of research, find the interest, and be, if you want to see change, be that change. As this famous phrase goes, be the change that you want to make.
Yeah.
So,
I think on that note,
lovely.
Thank you so much, Abigail.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
And I'm so excited to see what the future holds for Arts Tables.
We'll see.
So, exciting stuff.
So today I'm talking to Penny Chung, who is the operator of a community garden up at Sherborne Place. And did you bring along an item to put in the shoebox?
Yes, I brought along some leaflets that we've been giving out on our community, which is an estate. And we had a family bulb planting session last October, which lots of neighbours and their children joined in. And then they've all come up beautiful crocuses and daffodils just recently. And then very recently, we've had a wonderful grant from Love Norwich so that we could build raised beds for growing fruit and vegetables. So I've got a leaflet here saying, have fun growing community fruit and vegetables. And it talks about when we can all join in to do that together on Saturdays and Sunday afternoons.
That's great, Penny. Thank you. So I'll pop that into the shoebox. So, Penny, can you tell us a bit about your community garden and what inspired you to start it?
Well, it started in lockdown, actually. I live on Sherborne Place estate, which is combined with Music House Lane estate. Which is in the centre of Norwich. And during lockdown, obviously, we all had to stay in, and I was looking out all the time from my bedroom window at this horrible, dirty, mouldy fence, thinking, oh, wouldn't it be lovely if we could cover it with something beautiful like sweet peas or something? And then I thought, well, if we're going to do that, then we need to clean it first. So I went out with a little cloth and started cleaning it. And then a neighbour came along and said, oh, what you need is a pressure washer. And they'd got one. So we started pressure washing it, and then another neighbour said, oh, what you need is somebody with a brush to get all the mould off. So they started joining in with the brush, and then somebody else said, oh, it'd be good if I could sweep up all the mess that you're making on the floor. So they started doing that. So it snowballed from there. We got it all cleaned up, the fence, and then we started digging beds just at the borders, at the edges where it was all weeds. So, we weren't like digging up the council's grass. We were just like clearing the weeds at the edges, and we started growing beans and tomatoes tomatoes and Chinese radishes and things like that.
And so what have been some of the biggest challenges you've faced when setting up the garden?
Well, initially setting up, it was great because people had nothing to do and they loved it. And what was so wonderful about it was that we were working alongside each other, weeding, and, people said before, we never knew our neighbours. And then we were working alongside each other. They got to know their neighbours, which was lovely. Challenges were once lockdown ended, and then obviously people went back to their usual lives, and so didn't have as much time to put into it. So then that's when it sort of fell a bit more on my shoulders and another older lady from the community.
How do you encourage local residents to get involved with the garden?
Well, basically, it's by word of mouth. Obviously, we had the original people who were helping, who I kept encouraging to help, and it's been trundling along. But we'd been asking when various groups from council or I don't quite know what other facilitators came along. And I've been asking very much for raised beds because then we would really, have a good boundary between what the council cuts and where the community vegetables grow. And anyway, finally, the community enabling officer called Martin was brilliant. He said, well, we need to get official permission from the council, and then you could get a Love Norwich grant, which are available. And it all had to be done very quickly, and the application procedure was quite foreboding, but he said, no worries, I'll come around and I can help you fill in all the forms. And that's what he did, and it was absolutely wonderful. So it was facilitated by Martin Hart from who's a community enabling officer, and he got us the permission to cultivate all the way along the fence that we can have raised bed there, and also another bit of waste ground that we're going to grow blackberries on, because there were blackberries growing behind the fence out of reach that children were longing to pick but couldn't because it was out of reach. So these are going to be all on some waste ground where the children can reach them.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. And how do you ensure that everyone in the community, regardless of their background or their abilities, feels welcome and included?
We printed some little leaflets, and I actually went door to door personally knocking on every home in Music House Lane and Sherborne Place, and explained to them what we were doing, invited them along, and everybody was so enthusiastic about it. They were all really keen, and it was amazing because when, these last 2 weekends, we've been working really hard Saturday and Sunday afternoons, and we've had more than 20 local residents who didn't know each other before, all working together and becoming friends. So it's been wonderful.
Can you share a memorable moment from your time working in the garden that stands out for you?
Yes. I mean, like 2 weeks ago, after we had the first session to clear the ground ready for the raised beds, it was amazing because by the end of the session people were swapping phone numbers, and then I met some of the neighbours just around the community, and they said that they'd now made friends with people as a result of that session, that people they didn't know before. So that was just brilliant, because to me that's what it's all about. The fruit and the vegetables are all very well, but that gives us a reason to it's building community. It's helping people who are isolated and don't know their neighbours to get to know their neighbours, and then we can support each other in the community. So to me that's what's really memorable and special, when you see connections starting to be made and people starting to get to know each other and be friends and support each other.
That's brilliant, Penny. Yeah, amazing. And what's next for the community garden? Are there any exciting plans or upcoming projects?
Well, yes. I mean, it's all happened very quickly recently, in that we've just assembled last week this 16-metre long raised bed. So now we've got to fill it and start growing in it. I really hope that, the enthusiasm and momentum of the last 2 weeks will be able to keep going, so that we can fill that raised bed. And there's other areas that we're allowed to cultivate as well, and that we'll be able to clear them, plant things. I really hope that what we grow will be successful, that it'll grow well, and that we'll all be able to take responsibility. Like, it won't be always me that has to do the watering every day and go out every night and deal with the slugs and that type of thing. I really hope that it's a community project. It's not my project. I'm just like hopefully a facilitator to enable this to happen, so that it can actually happen even if I'm not able to be there.
So, Penny, how do you envisage the role of community gardens sort of evolving in the future, especially in urban or underserved areas?
Well, I think they're just a great way of bringing neighbours together, enabling people in a community to support each other. Also, you know, as prices of things go up, I think it'll be great if we can produce our own fruit and vegetables, and then it might lead on to, you know, sharing recipes and helping people to maybe, you know, if they haven't had the experience of knowing how to cook fruit and vegetables, maybe we might be able to share recipes of how to do that, so that maybe the health of the children could improve, and also that children will get to know where food comes from and how it's grown.
Did you worry about vandalism at all, for instance, or...
You know, when I was looking at this dirty fence originally, there were some children of the area, obviously totally bored, and they were shaking the fence and climbing on it and climbing on the sheds and whatever. And then I was sharing with various neighbours that, you know, about my idea of cleaning up the fence and the area in front of it so that we could have a community garden there. And they just said to me, oh, it'll never work. You know, it'll all just get vandalised. And I said, no, my idea is that we involve those who are doing the vandalism so that they take ownership of it. And it was wonderful because those young people that had been doing the vandalism, they actually did the first planting, and I put them in charge of making sure that nobody trashed it, and nobody ever has. And their families have actually been quite involved in it. So it's been brilliant from that point of view. We haven't ever had anything vandalised or trashed, even though, you know, people did worry that would have been an issue. It never has been, which is wonderful.
Do you think people are, in general, are waiting to be asked to get involved in community projects?
Yes, I think so, because I think the problem on estates is often, you know, we live our own lives, but people don't get to know each other. And I think for mental health, it's so positive to be able to get to know your neighbours, to be able to know that, you know, you could go to someone if you needed to. And also, you know, I meet people on the estate who've maybe got quite severe mental issues. One of them in particular said, I'd love to get involved in it. He said, I think that's supposed to be, gardening is supposed to be really good if you've got mental health issues. And so, yes, I hope it will really develop into something much more and much bigger. But obviously, I can't do that on my own. You know, once we've got more people regularly involved and committed, so that it's not just reliant on me, it will be wonderful if it can become a community hub where people can come and just, you know, chat and talk and drink tea, as well as, you know, doing weeding and gardening. But yes, it would be wonderful if it could be so much more, so that the whole community, the whole spirit of the community could be improved. And, you know, there's a lot of hopelessness. There are quite a few homes that are used for homeless people. There are also, unfortunately, there are homes that are used for drug dealing and that type of thing. And obviously, it would be wonderful if those, you know, things that are not good on the estate could actually be transformed, and the people, you know, feel valued and want to be part of the estate, and therefore want to look after it and want to look after their neighbours as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, Penny. That's lovely to hear. I look forward to dropping in the summer to come to some of your events. That will be amazing. What would be your key piece of advice for people wanting to set up their own community gardens?
Don't be worried that it's only really small. I mean, for me, you know, everybody, you know, talks about it, and I just say, oh, it's really small. But don't be worried that it's small. But also, yeah, get a group of people behind you, because you can't just have one person doing it. You can't be there every single week of the year. So yes, if you can get a group of you, that is really helpful, I think.
So, Penny, what do you hope listeners will take away from your story and the work being done through this community garden?
I hope they'll take away that, you know, it's nothing special about me. It's something that you could do, because I'm not a gardener. I just put in stuff and hope for the best, really. Obviously, I do a little bit of reading. But yes, go and do it where you live, and just start small and get other people together around you.
And finally, Penny, thank you so much for your time today. What do people do in the area if they want to come along and get involved?
Yes. Oh, that would be brilliant. what we've actually done, obviously anyone can help us at any time, but I know that people find it hard. You don't know when to come. You don't know what to do if you do come. And we have arranged that someone is going to be there every Saturday and every Sunday, unless it's particular holidays, like we had the weekend off for Mother's Day, between 2 and 4 on Saturdays and Sundays. Someone will be there, and so we can actually work together, and we'll have ideas of what would be good to do on that week. So every Saturday, every Sunday, between 2 and 4 at the Sherborne Place Music House Lane Community Garden, which is just beside the Sherborne Place car park, behind the sheds and the long white fence.
So there you have it. Come along and get involved with this brilliant community garden idea. Thank you so much, Penny.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to come.
I think it's only right that we end our Mancroft episodes with a quick what's on, so that you can decide if there's anything you fancy coming along to. So we spent a long time discovering what was going on in the Mancroft area, and it's an interesting area because it doesn't have a community centre per se. It does have the shoebox, obviously, and there's all sorts of activities and groups that go on there, and people can, if they're interested to find out more about the shoebox, they can go online and do that, or popping into the coffee morning on a Monday is a good place, a good point of contact, a good place to start.
And the shoebox itself is on Castle Meadow. So
yeah, coffee morning 10:30.
The Monday coffee morning is 10:30 till 12:30. Anyone's welcome.
And there's all sorts of great organisations in the Mancroft area, and there are quite a few low-cost activities that go on.
So one of the other organisations that have some really good groups is the Rest Hub. They have a coffee morning on a Friday, which again is 10:30 till 12:30. They also do a number of other groups, like a music group, a gardening group. They also offer, some one-to-one support if you need it as well.
Yeah, that's right. And that's run by Norfolk and Waveney Mind, isn't it?
That is.
Also, there is another fabulous community activity is the lunch club at the St Augustine's Church Hall, and that's on from 12:30 till 2, and that is a £7/ pay what you can donation for that one, and they're very welcoming in there, and they would love to see you.
So another really good organisation that's in Mancroft is Mancroft, and that's run by Colin, and he's an incredible person in the community. It is aimed at just men, and it's on a Tuesday till. So the introductory group that I would go to if you wanted to get involved with Mancroft would be Pit Stop, and that's on a Tuesday 2 till 4 at Madle Market. Great group, and it's a really good organisation. There needs to be more for mental health in general, but also men's mental health, I think, is really.
Yes, and I think you can either contact them by email or have a look at them online, or just turn up at the Madle Market 2 till 4. So another interesting one is the Community Culture Club, which is based at the Museum of Norwich, which we knew as the Bridewell Museum. It's based down there in Bridewell Alley, and that is specifically tailored to adults with dementia or older people. It's open to older people 65 plus, including those with dementia and their carers. And also, if you're feeling a bit lonely, a bit isolated, that's a great group to get involved with, and you can contact them. Or just Google the Community Culture Club at the Museum of Norwich.
Some other hotspots that happen. So these are two quite new ones. So one is a hotspot that happens every Thursday, 10:30 to 1 a.m, and that's at St Giles on the Hill Church, which is Upper St Giles Street. And then the other community hotspot, which is a weekend one, which I think is good because not many things happen on a weekend, we've found.
Yeah.
And this is Sundays 2 till 5 p.m, and that's at the Norwich Quaker Meeting House on Upper Goat Lane. And there's free refreshments, Wi-Fi, books, games, and it's all free of charge.
Yeah, amazing. Also, it's worth mentioning that the museums currently are offering a warm space on a Wednesday, 10:30 till 12:30, and then another session 1:30 to 3:30, where you can chat, have free tea and coffee, and also spend time in the galleries. So. So there is things available. Some of them are on the same day, so you could do a little tour of the
city,
little Norwich tour of chat and coffee.
We did also collate a kids activities sheet, a low-cost kids activities for like baby groups, toddler groups, and some of the popular ones that we've got here is Cafe Tots, and that happens at Norwich Central Baptist Church on Duke Street, and that's 10 till 12 o'clock. We've also got First Steps that happens on a weekly basis, and that is 9:15 till 11, and that's Rosebery Road. Also, NCBC do their Messy Churches once a month. That is a free weekend activity. It's on the first Saturday of every month, and you can just go on their website to find out things about that, and that is just Norwich Central Baptist Church, Norwich, and that has a free meal and activities for children.
Yeah, and I would say also it's worth pointing out that MAP, so the Mancroft Area Project, known as MAP, they are an organisation for 11 to 25-year-olds, and they have a drop-in where you can get advice, food, hot drinks, and that's Monday to Friday, 1:30 until 5.
Popped in there a few times, haven't we? And they're really lovely in there. Really, just some amazing organisations that do host low-cost activities over Norwich.
Yes, and I would say you can access, in theory, you can access a lot of the information about these through the city centre website. Although I had a little look this morning, and I must say I found it a little bit difficult to navigate. So,
okay. Is this the Lumi?
No, it's not Lumi.
Okay, that's one. So one of the websites that you can access to look at activities going across the whole of Norfolk, is it? Or is it just Norwich?
It has some Norfolk base. It's mainly Norwich.
Mainly Norwich, and that is www.lumi.org.uk.
Yes. And it's a bit more accessible than the City Council website. So sorry, guys.
Sorry.
But there's no substitute for just getting out there and just turning up to these places.
Definitely. And I think some people that I have spoke to have said how they do get nervous walking into somewhere for the first time. And what I would literally say to that is they know people are going to feel this way. Yes. And every single group that we've been to has been so warm, welcoming. You know, there's no questions asked. You just come along, you have a chat. They make you feel like you belong there. And there's literally nothing to be embarrassed or feel uncomfortable about.
Yes.
Because they've set these up to help people like yourselves or make a safe space for yourselves to feel like you can connect with others.
So I would say these places that are presenting as warm spots, it's about so much more than just keeping out of the cold for 2 hours. It's about meeting people, having a coffee, building relationships, building those connections. Yeah, and just get out and people are friendly and want to make friends.
And if there's anything that you do want to find more about the Connector Project, you can look on
You can look on the shoebox.org website.
They have coffee mornings, they do baking for Wellbeing, they have a number of groups aimed for people who have autism, they have Friday groups that is aimed at people who struggle with mental health. They also have a crochet group, a knitting group, a group for everyone, I would say. There is somewhere that you would fit in one of those groups.
That is also a good quote.
It's member-driven, so there's always new groups happening. They're always open for people to come in as a member and want to set up a group. So it's a really exciting place to be a part of, I think. I'm really happy that I'm a part of the Shoebox family.
Yes, and actually you are going to continue being part of the
I am
Shoebox
going to
family,
continue to be, so are you?
As am I, yes. Yeah.
So I'm going to move on to be a community Kickstarter, which is exciting.
And I can't think of anyone better to do that than you. You know, you are so community. You're so community.
Thanks.
Going back to what we've got out of connecting. So not only have we had our eyes opened to meeting people and the sort of everything that brings, but personally, professionally, it's done a lot for us.
Yeah, and it's opened a lot of doors as well. Like because I feel like I've just learned so many new skills.
Yes, me too. You don't really expect to find your dream job at 49. Was 49, not anymore.
49 plus 1.
Yeah, plus 2.
Oh, plus 2. Oh, plus 2.
Plus 3.
No.
And 52. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, you're spilling all the beans today.
Yeah. Hard to believe, I know. You've been listening to the Mancroft episode of Community Unboxed. For more information, head to theshoebox.org.uk.
Thank you for listening to Community Unboxed. If you're feeling like you'd like to connect more with the community around you, the Shoebox is an amazing place to start. There's something there for everyone, so please get in touch with us. Head to theshoebox.org.uk and get involved.